This episode is powered by Crokes, the world leading pioneer in open ear headphones. If you're looking to upgrade your audio experience, you have to check out the Open Run Pro 2. I've been using these recently. Very good headphone, by the way. Head over to crokes.com or click the link in the show notes to see why they are the perfect training partner.
This week's guest finished 25th at this year's World Cross Country Championships and won last weekend's Launceston 10K in a time of 27:57, breaking Stewie McSwain's course record. Welcome back to the Inside Running Podcast, Ed Marks. How are you, Ed?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on again.
No, thanks for giving up some of your time. It was pretty short notice. I messaged you probably 24 hours ago and you're like, oh yeah, I can do sort of Wednesday early afternoon. So it's 1:30 now on a Wednesday. What have you been up to today?
Well, I'm actually, the uni semester's just finished and I'm getting ready for exams. So I'm actually pretty flexible at the moment. It works well.
Yeah, nice. And congratulations on your run on the weekend. What were your goals and expectations going in?
My goal was to run fast. And I was actually hoping to run even faster than I did, even though I managed to break 28. I wanted to run closer to 27:40, but I feel there was a bit of a headwind on the way out, so I couldn't quite get that done, but still very happy to come away with the win.
Were you surprised to have nobody challenging you in the second half of the race?
Yeah, well, I think in the second half, I'd seen that like Jack and Sam had sort of dropped off a little bit. But I was surprised that they sort of fell back after about, I think maybe like 3 or 4 kilometers, because I know like they're such great athletes, and I was expecting them to just kind of sit on me for, at least first 5-6K. I was expecting them to be there, well into the race. So it was a bit of a surprise.
And was it hard to keep pushing in that second half, knowing that you had the race won? Like, it would have been very easy to sort of go, oh, I'm just going to enjoy this last 10 minutes.
Well, yeah, but like I said, I wanted to run fast, and so that's kind of the motivation that gave me motivation to keep pushing in the second half of the race. I was actually pretty tired by the time I got to 5K, but I knew that once I got to the turnaround, I would have a tailwind, and at Launceston, it's a little bit uphill on the way out, downhill on the way back. So I had that to keep me going. And I had on my watch, actually, I had like a predicted time up as well on my watch. So I was looking at that. No, but I wanted to run fast. So that's why I kept pushing.
And look, to be fair, like your goal of 27 in the 27:40s, like had you been in a fully stacked race where you're just sitting on the back of the pack, like you're probably capable of running 15, 20 seconds faster.
Yeah, I hope so. Exactly, like races like Valencia or something like that. You can sort of draft behind a pack, and you've got other people to pull you along. So I think like psychologically, it's easier as well when you've got other people. But honestly, I feel like there's no real reason that I can't run faster in Australia. Maybe I need like a pacer or something for the first 5K, but I would love to see athletes running faster on Australian soil, not just sort of going over to Europe or America, which is fine, but it'd be great to get some faster times in Australia as well.
Yeah. And that 27:40 goal, where did you pick that number from? Was there something in training that you'd done recently that indicated that?
That comes from, because I know that Jack Rayner has the fastest road 10K on Australian soil. He ran that at Burnie, which was 27:43. And of course, Sam has run 27:34, and I think 27:30 is, I don't know, like maybe just a bit out of reach for me. But I thought maybe if I could get like the fastest road 10K on Australian soil, like that would be pretty awesome. And I think, yeah, I think my training indicates that I should be able to run somewhere around that.
Yeah. And what does training look like recently? Like, I suppose when we first had you on, we obviously spoke about what you do on a weekly basis. Maybe do you just want to roughly talk through what you've been doing over the last month or so, Monday through to Sunday?
Yeah, yeah. Um, it probably hasn't changed too much. So still I run 6 days a week, take Friday off. Mondays, Wednesdays, easy jogging. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays will be a session. Sunday, long run of about 90 minutes maximum. But I think for the last few weeks, I've had a few races. So, those will be kind of like the Saturday, Sunday, more like a VO2. That would replace like more of a VO2 sort of session. It could be hills or intervals. And then the Tuesday, Thursday during the week is more just sort of threshold work. But really trying to make sure I don't overcook the threshold work, but also making sure I don't go too easy, just trying to find the sweet spot.
And you're saying off air that you actually pulled up quite well from Launceston compared to some other races. And you said that it might be down to the fact that you've done a few sort of longer sessions over the last few weeks. What do those longer sessions look like?
Yeah, so I did a week out. I did 3x3K at around about 27:40 pace for the 10K. So what would be like 2:46 per K. But it was on the treadmill, which I feel like is a bit of a cheat code, to be honest. It wasn't a very good day outside, and I was so I thought I'd take it easy, go on the treadmill.
What sort of recovery do you have in between those?
A couple minutes, like two minutes. And so, yeah, I just felt like that kind of helped prepare me for like I was saying earlier, like the cumulative fatigue of running a 10K. Like a 5K, pull up pretty well, but 10K, I usually pull up pretty sore. But I think doing that session helped me to be prepared for the longer race.
And weekly mileage mustn't be that high if long run's only sort of 90 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I double a bit during the week. And to be honest, I couldn't tell you exactly how much I run because I don't check, but it would be maybe like 140 to 150 maximum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty decent still. And still coaching yourself or having input from your dad?
Still coaching myself. Yeah, it's all me. I don't think my dad could really. I don't know. I don't think he really knows what's going on, to be honest. I don't think he's not really that helpful, but just still doing it myself. But the structure is still very similar to what I've been doing.
Yeah. Might just take a step back. So we last had you on the week of Burnie 10K, and so I think we probably spoke close to a year ago where we're looking forward to you having a really successful winter campaign. You'd never won a national cross title, so that was the goal. And then you didn't end up running national cross because you had a bit of a niggle. And even Burnie 10 was really sort of the start of you building back fitness. And so you finished second at Burnie 10. You then ran the World Cross Trials, finishing fourth there, making the team, and then finished second at Zatopek, 10 seconds behind Seth and in front of Jack Rayner. So that sort of pre-Christmas, end of 2025, how would you rate those sort of races for you?
I think the races were okay, but I feel like my goals going into those races were a bit different. Like with the of course Burnie, yeah, I was coming back from injury, and then World Cross Trials, I just wanted to make the team, and I honestly didn't have a very good race that evening. Um, I had some, I mean, no excuses. This isn't not an excuse, but I had some like stomach problems, and I was quite nervous going into the race as well because like at least in my mind I felt like I had a lot riding on it. I wanted to make the team, so I don't think that was a particularly good race. I was quite happy with my Zatopek performance. I feel like I raced well, but I probably could have been a bit more ambitious in that race. And yeah, oh, and then that's before Christmas, and then of course, yeah, I had the World Cross Country afterwards. But yeah, in that leader, I think my racing was all right, but I definitely think I could have done better.
Yeah, and then if we look to this year, I feel like everything up until Zatopek was almost like a rebuilding phase for you. But then if you look at what you've done this year, 25th at World Cross, you're the second Aussie, only 2 seconds behind Kai, and we know like what he did at the end of last year, finishing fourth at World Champs. You then went over to back to the US to run that the 10,000 meters on the track, which you're in the B race, and I want to touch on this a little bit. So you're in 27:54, which was a track PB. Where did the idea come for this 10K?
I think it was for like the idea of trying to push my case to qualify for the Commonwealth Games, which I think is a very slim chance for me, but that was kind of a reason for going over to California and getting a 10K on the track. Um, yeah, I just figured if I could run a pretty good time there, yeah, it would help. It would help my nomination. I really wanted to get into the A race. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I was pestering them to let me in, but unfortunately, I couldn't, which is fair enough because I didn't have a fast enough time. Um, but yeah, that was a good race. Although the pack kind of dropped off the pace light quite early, and I found myself running solo for a lot of it. And I made the mistake of kind of surging to get back to the light, the pacing lights, and that kind of cooked me. So the back half of it wasn't my best, but I was still happy with the time.
And did you organise this all by yourself, or did you have a manager on your behalf?
Yeah, I was. I mean, it was my dad and I kind of organised it together, and we went over a few days before the race, and yeah, just so I could get used to the get over the travel fatigue, and yeah, but it was just my dad and I that went over, no manager.
Yeah. And World Cross, you were happy with that result?
Yeah, I was happy. Again, there were mistakes I made in the race, but I went out extremely fast. But I feel like sometimes you've got to get out fast in those races just to get in a good position. And then it was just a case of just hanging on for the rest of it. So I was happy. Finished a little bit behind Kai, and I beat quite a few really good athletes as well. So yeah, I think overall happy with that. But I think if I paced it a little bit better at the start, I could have done even better. I could have gained maybe like five positions, even more.
Yeah. And then obviously came off that, ran that 13:37 at Albert Park for the 5K, which was a 5K road PB, and then 27:57 at Launceston, which is a a road 10K PB. So you're in good form at the moment. And I noticed as well, like all of these races, like Launceston, you're still repping the Glenn Huntley singlet. Any brands have reached out to you to offer you anything?
No, not yet. I haven't had any messages yet. But I think probably like I said last time, it depends on what they are going to offer me. Like is it worthwhile? Um, so yeah, I've got to weigh up that. And at the moment, I don't really feel like. I mean, this could be wrong, but I don't really feel like I'm limited by like the fact that I'm not sponsored. Like I don't feel like it's limiting my performance at the moment. Probably at some time I'll come to the point where like I need that to like keep progressing. But at the moment, I just feel like if I can keep stacking weeks, staying consistent with my training, I'll see gradual improvement. And yeah, it's fun to wear the Glenn Huntley singlet, and yeah, the rest of the Glenn Huntley team always loves it when you know when I'm racing and still wearing the Glenn Huntley singlet.
Let's give some love to the Open Run Pro 2 from Crokes. Designed for those who never stop moving, these headphones are built to maximise your comfort during any workout. They truly stand out by delivering high quality sound with deep, impactful bass that makes your music and podcast hit harder, all while utilising an iconic open ear design that keeps you fully aware of your surroundings. With a secure, sweat-resistant fit that moves with you and all-day battery life featuring quick charge capabilities, they are ready to go from your morning run to your evening commute. Level up your workout gear today. Tap the link in our show notes or visit crokes.com to check them out.
Yeah, I always felt like, well, the last few times that we've spoken, you've definitely haven't talked yourself up. You've almost been like so understated in terms of, I don't really feel like I deserve to be sponsored. I haven't really done anything yet. But surely just going through what you've done over the last, or since we last spoke, you finished 10 seconds behind Seth at Zatopek. You're finishing fourth at World Cross Trial behind Cam, Seth, Morgan. You're then you're beating Jack Rayner. Like, these are all guys that are like established pro runners. Like, it must give you confidence, especially like Zatopek, like you beat Jack. It wasn't that much longer that Jack went and then broke the national record for the half marathon. So you must be starting to get a lot more confidence in your own ability that something really big is in there for you.
Yeah, yeah. I would agree with that. I definitely believe I can run a lot faster than I have, and at the moment, I feel like the 10K is kind of my focus. But yeah, I think these performances definitely do build up my confidence. But I don't know, like I'm still pretty far away from being at the stage where like I'm sort of competitive on the international stage, right? Like, qualifier for the Commonwealth Games is 27:10, and even for the 2027 World Athletics Championships, like, the 10K qualifier is crazy now. So that's why I feel like I've still got a ways to go. But hopefully I can keep sort of progressing and get closer.
Have any top level coaches reached out to you to say, oh, hey, I heard you on the Inside Running podcast saying that you're coaching yourself and you're doing a pretty good job of it. You're running all these fairly quick times, but I reckon I could potentially take you to the next level?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think so. After the first podcast, no, I can't. I've had sort of like one or two people reach out to offer their help, which is really nice. But no one's saying like, I can coach you and take you to the next level.
Is it something though that you sort of look at and go, well, maybe for me to go to the next level, it is getting a coach or it is getting a manager to get me in the races where I can run fast? Because I reckon part of your, like, not problem, but issue at the moment with running fast times is you're just not in the races that are running fast times. Like you won that 10K in the US, but you had to do a heap of work. You're running in Launceston, but you're running solo for the last half. But it's, and I reckon had you had a top level manager, you're probably getting into that top race in the US.
Yeah, yeah, potentially. But I think now that I've run, hopefully, if I go back to sound running, I can get in the A race. Surely, if I won the B race, surely they'll let me in to the A race, and then it kind of opens up like a whole world of possibilities there. But also, like, because I'd like to do some more 10K road races overseas, and those are like, you can just sign up for those. I feel like you don't need like a manager to get you in. So I mean, if I wanted to run like in a Diamond League race or something, like I feel like you definitely need a manager to get in there. But for sort of the road races, it seems to be more accessible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's true. But I would have thought even with that sound running, where you finished at World Cross this year and also in the past should count for something, despite you not having run the time on the track.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And like when they see, like, they don't know anything about me really, like the event organizers, I'm emailing them saying, oh, can you put me in? And I did tell them about like the World Cross and previous performances, but Yeah, you're right. They really don't know anything about me, and maybe if I had a manager there who had credibility and they could discuss with them, it would have helped. No,
Yeah.
you've got a point, definitely.
I'd be interested to hear about your shoe rotation. We like talking about shoes on this show, and given that you're not sponsored, you're probably running a few different brands throughout the week. Talk us through your session shoes, your easy run shoes, your long run shoes.
Yeah, I'm always terrible with the shoe names, but I think a lot of my easy running is done in the between the Nike Pegasus 41s and the Nike Structures. I think the 25s.
Yeah.
They are the previous ones, and I think now they're on the Structure 26s. I've also got a pair of Puma shoes. Oh, I've forgotten the name of them though, but I jog in those. And then for the sessions, I wear Adidas Adios Pro. Is that the name? Pro 3. And then I race in the Adidas Adios Pro 4.
Yeah.
So I sort of race in the Adidas carbon shoes. I quite like those.
Yeah. And one thing I was meant to ask you in the lead up to Launceston is, can you talk us through your training week of race week? Because I find this quite interesting in terms of what people do the days leading up to a race.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, like Launceston was on the Sunday, and the previous Saturday I did that 3x3K, and then like had a long run Sunday, which is just 20K. Monday easy. Tuesday I did sort of like a light sort of threshold session, so I did 4x6 minutes, and then Wednesday easy, and then Thursday I did some like 1 minute intervals at race pace. So I think I did like six or seven, I can't remember, 6 or 7 by 1 minute at race pace. Yeah, and then just jog Friday, jog Saturday, some strides in there as well. But that was pretty much it. I just wanted to be fresh, but also stay sharp.
Yeah. And what does the next 6 months look like?
Oh, it's a tough question. So I'll do some more XCR races, and potentially I'll do the 10K at Gold Coast in about a month's time. And then, I mean, I was focusing on trying to make the team for the Commonwealth Games, but I feel like at this stage, my chances are not looking too good because it's quite a small team that's going over there. And of course, they want the strongest possible team. They want to take athletes that will have a real chance of medaling. So, yeah, the next 6 months, I'd like to do some more 10Ks on the road, but overseas. So I might find one in Europe. And I'm actually planning to do the Valencia 10K in January next year.
Yeah, nice. And if we're looking ahead, like long term, like where do you, outside of World Cross, where do you feel like your best chance to qualify for a major team is? And I know you're saying at the moment your 10K is your focus, but I would almost argue that making the 10K at a major championship is probably the hardest event around, given like the standards now 26:40, 26:50. Yeah, it seems much harder than compared to say 2:06 for the marathon. So like
Yeah.
long term, like do you see yourself more as a half marathoner at some point?
Uh, at the moment, I really don't want to go to the marathon. I just feel like the workload is just massive when you get to the marathon, and like the preparation, and then you have to recover afterwards, and I don't know, maybe talk to me in like 5 years, and I would have changed my mind, but at the moment, probably half marathon is like my limit, although it's probably where my better performances will be, to be honest. But at the moment, I'll just love to run faster in the 10K. I just want to run faster, and even if I don't make a championship, like even if I don't make the Australian team for a championship or something,
Mm.
um, I would be really happy with just like really improving upon my time and like running sort of mid 27:30s, even faster. I mean that's kind of my goal for the next 6 months.
Yeah. And to do that, will you focus a bit on the 5K as well, just trying to improve over the shorter distances to make it a bit easier to run fast over the 10?
Yeah, definitely. I also, of course, want to improve my 5K result. And one of the reasons I didn't go to the Australian Athletics Championships earlier this year, which I kind of wish I did, but like I just felt like my 5K was just nowhere near being at the point where I could even be remotely competitive. But I would love to be able to get a bit faster there so I can go to the like say the national championships and just be like competitive and in the race. So yeah, I'd love to do that.
And so, in terms of like outside of running, you got your uni. How many how many years left you got?
This is my last year, so yeah,
Okay.
nearly
So
done.
you started to think about what what your life looks like post uni.
Yeah, yep. I've been thinking about that a lot recently, because it's a hard one to try and figure out because like I definitely think I need to be working once I finish, but hopefully I can find more of like a part-time schedule rather than full-time, so something that can work around my training a little bit more. I've been putting in some job applications, and I've still got a few more to put in. But I think it's just a matter of like seeing what's out there and just sort of
Mm.
explaining my situation to places, and yeah, and see if I can come to some sort of agreement where I can like work and start to get a bit of income, but also continue with my training because I'd hate to have to sort of just give up running, to go into full-time work or something, especially when I'm only, 24.
You definitely can't give up running. Please don't give up running. That being said, like would being a like let's say a brand contacted you and said, hey, look, we're willing to give you some gear plus some money, like enough to sort of survive on. Would you consider going all in on the athletics, or you don't think that with your personality that just putting all your eggs in the running basket would satisfy you? Like you think you'd actually prefer to work on the side?
I think I could do it for a year or two, like fully devoting myself to running. But like, I think I also want to be kind of like getting some sort of career progression with my, using my engineering degree and working a little bit as well, because like ultimately I'm going to have that for a lot longer than running. Like afterwards, like I'm not going to be running forever, and I kind of want something to be there afterwards, and I don't want to have to try and like get my first job when I'm
Mm.
30 years old or something. Like um, I don't know. I think for a few years it would be good to go all in, but ideally I would want to have some sort of work as well on the side.
Yeah, yeah. And of your 140, 150K weeks, how many of those are solo? Like, do you have any training partners? Are there people you meet up for jogs?
A lot of it is solo, uh, which is actually it's kind of my own. It's like my own fault. It's not because like I can't run with anyone. It's just because like I'll just kind of run around my uni schedule and whenever works for me. So yeah, most of it is solo, which I mean I don't mind. I feel like more than most people, I can run by myself and I'm okay with it. But some of the harder sessions, like it would be good to have other
Mm.
training partners there, definitely. And then on Sundays, like there's plenty of spots where I could meet up with other people. It's just I feel like it's my own laziness. I'll run it like a bit later than people will meet up. I might run at like 10 or 11 or something like that on a Sunday rather than like 8:30 or 9. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of my own fault that that I'm not running with people more.
And I was also saying off air that I reckon over the last couple of years, this time of the year, there's always been this like excitement around you in terms of, you come out and you dominate the XCR season. You run some, pretty quick times on the road, and then you have these hiccups like like we pretty much had you as a shoe-in to be the national cross-country champion last year, and then you get this niggle, and it just takes you back a step, and then you spend the next 6 months getting back to where you were. And I feel like now you're on this up again. Is there anything that you're sort of putting in place to make sure that you continue on the up and not have this step back throughout the year?
I don't know. Injuries are so tricky because I feel like even if you feel like you do everything right, you can still get injured. Not that I'm saying I'm doing everything right, but it's a hard one. It's just, at least for me, it's just over time, sort of learning more about like how my body reacts to training and kind of where the limits are, and when I need to take a step back. I think has been the biggest thing to help preventing these injuries. But of course, some of them just come out of the blue. I still do gym twice a week, although I've been doing that for years. But I've incorporated some different exercises. And actually, late last year, I went and did like a gait analysis. So that was interesting to see, like where there was some areas of like potential weakness, and then I got prescribed like some gym exercises to work on those areas. So
Yeah, right.
I mean, hopefully
that for you.
I can, not off the top of my head, but I can get the name if you want. It'll just take me a few minutes to go through my emails. I might leave it. No, I feel so bad. I can't remember the name.
It's good. It's good you're going through that sort of stuff though, because it can only help.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really important, just to get the weak areas, strengthened. But yeah, like I said, listening to my body and also like not having that mindset where I'm like really going all in for a session or something. It's always thinking like, okay, I got to run tomorrow. I've got to run the next day. Just thinking about it a bit more, like long term.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, it was great to catch up with you. As I said, there's always a level of excitement. I say it on the show all the time. Like, I'm a massive fan of you.
Thank you.
And I don't think that you've got close to reaching your potential yet. So stay in one piece. All the best for the rest of the season. What will be your next race?
Well, there's the next XCR race is in about a week and a half. So I think that's like Cruden Farm, which is in Melbourne. So I might do that. We'll see like how I'm feeling. So that could be my next race. But then like potentially Gold Coast would be like, the next 10K on the road.
And maybe this year is the year that you complete the full set of medals at National Cross.
Oh, maybe I might have missed my chance, but like I feel like I don't want to put, the more pressure I put on myself to do it, probably the less likely it'll become. So but that's of course big goal.
Nice one. Well, thanks again, Ed, and all the best for the rest of the season. I might see you if you do Albert Park 10K. I might come down for that one this year.
Oh, great! We're keen to see you there.
All right, we'll chat soon.
Thanks again.
Ed.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. It was powered by Crokes, the world leading pioneer in open ear headphones. If you're looking to upgrade your audio experience, you have to check out the Open Run Pro 2. Head over to crokes.com or click the link in the show notes to see why they are the perfect training partner.
go, go.